guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to learn the IEO English Olympiad of Class 7. We're going to discuss the answers and then clarify the doubts. So let's get started. So the first question is, choose the suitable word for each blank. Someone who interprets is an. So the meaning of interprets is so the dialogue of interprets meaning and person is clarifying or translating one particular dialogue to some person. So so suppose I'll give an example. Suppose there's a businessman. He's making a deal with another businessman. So that particular businessman doesn't know German language. So he will ask his bodyguard to interpret the deal which he makes to other businessman in German. So interprets mean the person at the skill which you translate and particular language to another language. So what do you call someone who interprets is an? So the person who interprets is an interpreter. They call him an interpreter. So next question. Many diamond mines are dashed in South Africa. So you can just put these words, fill in the blanks in the blank. So many diamonds are situation. That's not correct meaning. Situate is also not a correct meaning. The correct suitable dialogue. So situated, that is the place many diamonds are situated in South Africa. That is the correct answer. So 2C. So next, this is dialogue writing. Choose the correct option. Do you invite her to the party? Well, being invited is one thing. Dash inviting oneself is another. Now you can put the same thing. Whoever inviting oneself is another. That's not a correct option. Compared to inviting oneself is another. That's also not a correct answer. Whereas, well, being invited is one thing. Whereas inviting oneself is another. That's the correct answer. Now just to make sure we can just go to the other option. Well, being invited is one thing. Besides, inviting oneself is another. It suits well, but this suits the best. So whereas inviting oneself is the correct option. Now the next question. In which sentence is the word too correctly used? Okay, so this watermelon is too heavy. So this means there will be two O's, so it's not correct. Hold it with two hands. Here it means TWO, so that's also not correct answer. It's very slippery too. That's not a correct sentence, so it doesn't be clarified that also. Well, hand it to me. Here is the correct use of two. So for the fourth answer, 4D is the correct answer. Now this is the reading passage. Now let's go to the reading passage. There is always someone worse off than you. That's the moral of the story. Once upon a time, the rabbits of Jim Corbett were so terrorized by the other animals. They did not know where to go. As soon as they saw a single animal approach them, off they used to run. One day, they saw a troop of wild horses stampeding. Now, the meaning of stampeding, you guys must be not understanding. Stampeding meaning, it refers to a horse or a cattle which runs very swiftly into other animals. So, stampeding meaning a cattle or a horse running swiftly or wildly, okay. So about and in quite a panic. So it is like a rush, like harshly running. So the wild horses are harshly running about and in quite a panic. All the rabbits scuttled. Here also scuttled means running away, but in a small steps. So the rabbits are small animals. So they are running they're running very fastly in small steps off to a lake close by, determined to drown themselves rather than live in a continual state of fear. But just as they got near the bank of the lake, a troop of frogs, frightened in their turn by the approach of the rabbits, scuttled off and jumped into the water. Truly, said one of the rabbits, things are not so bad as they seem. There's always someone worse than you. Now there are two questions linked to the passage. So let's discuss it. Rabbits wanted to drown themselves because they were scared of the horses. They did not like living in fear, but chasing the frogs had nowhere to go. Had nowhere to go is a wrong option, but chasing with frogs is a wrong option. Did not like in living in fear. That's also not a wrong option. Were scared of the horses. That is the correct answer. So you can see as soon as one day they saw a troop of wild horses stamping about and in quite a panic all the rabbits scuttled off a lake close by. In this sentence you can know that the wild horses is stamping about the rabbits. So here were scared of the horse is the correct answer. Next, the sixth question. Rabbits ran away from other animals because they wanted to drown themselves. That's not the correct answer. Were shy. That's not the correct answer. Were scared of being stepped on. This is the correct answer. Because the horses, they were very frightened. Instead of the horses stamping the rabbits and dying in a very horror and what's it called, cruel death, torturing death, they were sacrificing themselves to die in a peaceful way, to drown themselves rather than live in a continuous state of fear. So option C is the correct answer in sixth one. Now let's go in spoken and writing expression sentences. Sentence 1. Choose one sentence to complete each readout. God wanted the people he had created to have a happy life. Sentence 2 is blank, so you have to fill in with the options given. So let's discuss it. Water, air, and sunlight were therefore given in abundance. Abundance meaning given in large amounts. Okay. So let's each. So in like this questions, if you don't know what's the answer, you can just fill in the sentences with the given sentence. So let's take the first one. God wanted the people he had created to have a happy life. That's why he had decided to bless the earth with riches. Water, air, sunlight were therefore given in abundance. That's looking at like a correct sentence. But let's just go to other sentences. God wanted the people he had created to have a happy life. People had to live with water and air and sun. Water and air were therefore given in abundance. Here people have to live with water and air and sun. This means that lack of water and air. But here is already given water, air, and sunlight were already therefore given in abundance. So this sentence is not sufficient. Earth could have them in abundance. God wanted the people he had created to have a happy life. Earth could have them in abundance. So he's explaining that earth, the God is giving the people earth to have water, air, and sunlight, which is actually not true. So that's also not a correct answer. God wanted the people he had created to have a happy life. Therefore, he created the earth. Water, air, sunlight were therefore given in abundance. That's also not the correct answer. So the first option is the correct answer. Now let's go to the sentence 1. From ancient times, Indians have worshipped plants and trees. Now sentence 2 is as long has been not given. While modern man often works to conquer nature, ancient Indians worshipped her. So now here let's go to the different types of options. They regarded all flora and fauna as sacred. Now sacred meaning the type of devoting or dipping in gods. Okay, like worshipping or worshipping your religious activities or gods. That means sacred. So from ancient times, Indians have worshipped plants and trees. They regarded all flora and fauna as sacred. That while modern man often works to conquer nature, ancient Indians worshipped her. That is perfectly the correct sentence for the 8th question. These three, you don't know because already they said this is the correct answer. So you not waste your time in other things. But let's just go to them. These plants give us food and oxygen. That's not the correct answer because here already conquer nature is there. Okay, so these plants give us food and oxygen. They are not actually not so good. They lend beauty to our nature. Here is conquer nature, not beauty. If here conquer beauty, then we can give it as beauty. But here nature is there, so that was not a correct answer. These plants sacrifice themselves to serve us. That is not even they're saying modern man in India. In here this doesn't even relate to the topic. This doesn't relate to the topic. So yeah. So the 8th answer is A. Now let's go to next question. Now achiever section. This section usually carries 4 marks. Okay. So these are very important. You have to not actually leave it. So choose the best word phrase to complete a sentence. The new engineer has dash qualifications but only a few months experience. So here is saying the new engineer has what type of qualifications? Only a few months experience. The new engineer has a plentiful qualifications. That's not even a nice sentence, not phrase. The new engineer has plenty qualifications. Here if it is not plural then we can give, but here it's not, so qualifications is not the correct answer. The new engineer has plenty of qualifications. That is the correct answer. Let's see the D1. new engineer has a lot written qualifications. That's also not a correct answer. So 9th one C is the correct answer. Next, choose the appropriate idiom. The teacher approved her project after she had dashed it. Now here they are saying the teacher approved her project after she had what it. So fine turned. Now this fine turned idiom means, it means like a specific activity you're doing. You're making small changes in that activity, and it turns out to be superb. So that means fine turn. The teacher approved a project after she had dashed that fine turn it. That doesn't usually suit it. Let's go to the B one. Fine tuned. Now there's a difference in this. Fine tuned meaning making small changes to make that activity very simple, okay, for you. So teacher approved a project after she had fine tuned it. That is totally incorrect sentence. Let's discuss the other two idioms also, because idioms are very responsible. So even though B is the correct answer, we can just go to the meaning of these two idioms. Tinkered with. This means you're making a small change, okay, to like in a machine. You're tinkering with a machine to make small changes to function it properly. So this usually means of an electronic object or some machine or some car, vehicle, something. So tinkered with, the teacher approved a project after she had tinkered with it. So that's not a correct answer because it's referred to machines. Refining. The teacher approved a project after she had refining it. So refining also, it means that you're making small changes in a particular thing to clarify it. So that also doesn't mean a correct answer. So these four idioms have only very small changes. Each idiom means some small change. You're making a small change in something. All the idioms have common in both of them, but the other next sentence is where it is different from each and every idiom. So 10B is the correct answer. Now we have discussed all the 10 questions in the, look, all the answers. The answers are given here and with explanation. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you found this video informative. Let's see you guys in next video.